Hey guys, I'm excited to announce today's video has been sponsored by Iowa.com. It's a great website where you can buy RL items and credits at a great reliable location. If you need a place to get your items for your dream car design, or you're just looking for items that you've really been wanting for a long time, Iowa.com is the way to go. And by using code SPORTEDAN, you can check the link in the description below for 6% off your next purchase. Now, let's get into the video. Hey, what is going on, guys? It is SportDan here. Welcome back to another ranking video, and in today's episode, we are ranking all of the Rocket Pass cars. That is right, we are ranking all of them throughout from literally Season 1, Rocket Pass 1, I guess it's not called Season 1, but Rocket Pass 1 all the way up till now. Now, I actually own every single one of these except the new ones, the Emperor, the Ice, the 2, and the Fire. And then unfortunately, I do not have the Maverick G1 and the normal Maverick. I actually gave it away for some reason. I believe I don't have the normal Maverick. No, I have the normal Maverick. I do not have the G1. I do not have the Maverick G1. So that is the only 4 cars that I do not own. Everything else I own. So I have bought every single one and have hit tier 70 in every single one. So don't worry, I have a pretty good basis of how, this ranking video is, because I've seen and have and used every single one of these designs, or every single one of these Rocket Pass cars. And yeah, so as always, this is an opinion video. Please do not come at me in the comments. Some of these are going to be pretty weird. I mean, we're starting off at number 37. There are 37, like there's Rocket Pass, like there's black market decals and black market gold exposure, so that's a little interesting. But yeah, let's kind of get right into it. So like I said, don't hate on me. Okay, let me know what you guys think of my opinion, and obviously, what is your top 5? This is gonna be a pretty weird video, and I thought this would be pretty cool. So yeah, as always, make sure to use code SPORTDAN11 in the item shop, and if you guys have not hit that subscribe button, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below to get up to date on my newest Rocket League videos. Oh, something I did forget to mention, that this will be based off of the GXT versions, the G1s, all of the versions get their own separate thing. I know I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but all of them get a separate rank. So for example, let's just see the first one I can find, which is probably the Chakara, right? So you got the Chakara GXT has its own rank. The G1 has its own rank. And then the normal one all have their own rank. It's not going to be like, oh, the Chakara series is ranked number 3. No. Every single car has its own special number, or I guess special ranking. So I did want to point that out before we started this episode. So yeah, that's all I wanted to point it out. We're going to start off number 37 with this monstrosity of a vehicle. I'm sorry, but Nomad, it had a great concept. I loved the van idea. But what is this? Now this is a newer Rocket Pass, so very interesting outtake on it. Not a big fan. There's not much to say. It's a van. It's a literal van. Now I know it's a Merc hitbox, but I was not a fan of this. I don't like the design of it. I'm not really basing these videos off the use of it. I'm basing it off of the looks. And this is not it. I mean, this is terrible. And honestly, right behind it, we can just continue the video because you already know it's on its way. We're just adding that GXT button, and we have at the number 36 spot, the Nomad GXT. Listen, you made it a little cooler with a wing. Doesn't do much of a difference. I know that might get some hate because the Nomad GXT is obviously better than the normal Nomad, but for me personally, the Nomad GXT, both of them were not a vibe. So yeah, at the number 37 spot and the 36 spot, it is the Nomad series. Yes, I am doing the GXT versions of all of these cars because there are a difference. So yeah, at the number 37 and 36, the Nomad series. I'm sorry. At the number 35 spot, we have Harbinger or Harbinger. I never knew how to say it, but this is the normal one. I loved the way they tried to do the truck idea with the Rocket Pass, but for me personally, it just doesn't look as good. I mean, the GXT one is definitely certainly much better, and that is lower in the list as I'm looking at it right now. But nonetheless, the normal one is just not really the vibe for me. I did not enjoy it at all. I don't like the looks of it. I know I'm not basing it off of the use, but I didn't really enjoy using it either. I think I have a couple wins other. I have 4 wins with it, and then I just didn't even touch the GXT version. But yeah, so at the number 35 spot, we do have Harbinger. All right, I'm ready for the heat. Let's go. I'm ready. At the number 31st spot, Honda. I'm sorry. No, listen. This is gonna get a lot of hate. Like, I'm talking outrageous amount of heat. But honestly, the Honda, I didn't enjoy. Now, it might be me just not enjoying Hondas, but this wasn't it. I mean, like, it looks clean. It's got that street vibe to it, but I didn't enjoy it. I did not playstyle wise. It was pretty good playstyle wise, but the looks of it, no, not possible for me personally. At the number 34 spot, we have Honda. I'm sorry, I'm ready for the comments here. I already know people are either going to dislike this video or comment down below. Honestly, I'm ready for it. Let's bring it on. Bring it on. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I'm sorry. It wasn't, I'm not trying to do this for like clout or anything. I'm literally being serious when I say I did not enjoy the Honda looks. All right, at the number 33 spot, we have the Artemis car. And if I remember correctly, this was the second Rocket Pass. Now, if you guys don't remember, I didn't really post back then with the original Rocket Passes, but I actually used to use every single one of these new cars. So, for example, was the Artemis. So this definitely hurts a little bit to put this so high because I do have 71 wins with it, and every single car I used. Every car that came out, I used with the Rocket Pass. So I have 71 wins with this Artemis, but onto the ranking. At the number 33 spot, it is the Artemis because it's weird. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. What the heck is going on now? It's cool and everything, but you know, it's weird. And along with that, we're also going to continue it with the number 32 spot. We have the Artemis G1 version at the number 32 spot. Not the exclamation point, but the G1. It is another. It didn't change too much, to be honest with you. Look at this. Like, this is it just added a little line and maybe a couple of fenders underneath, but like, that's about it. That's why I think it deserves right underneath at the number 32 spot, because it's just almost the exact same thing besides adding that side fenders. Other than that, that line down the middle is pretty cool. Don't worry, the GXT version really ranked low this. But yeah, the Artemis G1 and the Artemis normal. Again, I do have 101 wins with the G1 version. So I definitely like this one a little bit better when it came to, you know, just using the newest car. But at the number 33 and the 32 spot, we have the Artemis and the Artemis G1. All right, at the number 31 spot, we have a little bit of a newer one with the Maestro. Maestro, sorry about that. It's the Maestro. Now, this was a Season 7 one, the gold theme, the first ever gold car, which I did not get, unfortunately, but I stopped playing around this time. Not saying I hate the game, but I just was running out of time. I know. This one's going to get some hate. I know it's a Rolls Royce, but for me personally, Rocket Pass cars, they are supposed to look clean and everything like that, but it's a luxury car that, I don't know, it's so hard to explain. I know it's at the number 31 spot, but for me personally, I think it belongs here. Now, I'm looking down on my list to make sure that, you know, I'm not messing up, but at the number 31 spot, it's the Maestro. I'm sorry, it's a clean looking Rolls Royce. I just did not enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the looks of it. I don't think I even have a single, I might have had the recording win. Yeah, I did use it on private matches and stuff like that, but 32 wins with it. I don't know. Not that I'm basing it off of that, but I didn't use it as much. I didn't enjoy it, and I did not look the looks of it. So at the number 31 spot, we have the Maestro. It also could be that I'm a little biased towards the earlier Rocket Pass cars, but I don't think so. Yeah, that's right. I did it. The Chakara is better than the Maestro and the Honda. This looks cool. Okay, now I'm not saying it's amazing, but it looks cool. It looks like a racer's car. So at the number 30 spot, we have the Chakara. It's very clean. This is one that I've used a lot. I had 33 wins with it, so I used it a little bit. This is where I think I started falling out and I started using the Octane more. Now, when I first started playing Rocket League, I would just use any car I want. And then I started hitting that C2 area and I was like, I gotta start using like not a good car, but I gotta start using a car that everyone's using. So I tried out the Octane. I hit GC with the Octane and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to stick with this. But at the number 30 spot, we have the Chakara. Now, right behind it, at the number 29 spot, now you'll notice a little bit of a trend as well. We have the G1 version as well. It didn't really add too much either. It actually only added the air vents thing. That's about it. That's the only thing that was really added. It looks a little bit different. It has a little bit spoiler on the back, but nonetheless, it is about the same as the Chakara G1 or the Chakara version. So that's why I think it's right back to back. You'll notice this a lot sometimes. I think this might be the last one. No, there's a couple more after this that also do this, but At the number 29 spot, we have the Chakara G1, and the 28th spot is the Chakara. It is a great looking car. Let's see if I use this one a little bit more often. Let's see. I have 1 win with it. So I clearly, like I said, started falling out on it with the Rocket Pass cars, unfortunately. But at the number 30 and the 29th spot is the Chakara and the Chakara G1. At the number 28 spot, we do have the Guardian. Now, I will say this is by far the worst looking one of the Guardian series. It looks like the Endo a little bit, but nonetheless, it still looks like a Rocket Pass car. Now, I did use this one. I don't think I faded out of this. I have 49 wins with it. So yeah, it was a pretty good looking car. And the Guardian, it looks clean. I mean, looks like a Rocket Pass car, how it should be, and they didn't experiment with it. It was just a nice, cleaner racer look that I really much enjoyed. There's not much to say about this Guardian. So at the number 28 spot, we have the Guardian, the worst one out of the Guardian series. All right, at the number 27 spot, we have Mudcat, another one that was very innovative at the time. It was introducing a new idea into the Rocket Pass. It was a dirt themed. Now, we remember the dirt themed with the Outlaw. That'll come later, don't worry. But the Mudcat 1 was not the greatest, okay? This one, it's okay. It looks cool. It does not feel like a rally car just yet. It kind of just feels like a bland of a car. And along with that, on the next one is actually as well another trend of the Mudcat G1. This one I also ranked at the number 26 spot, the Mudcat G1, because again, it's just a little bit different. It's building into that GXT version. Now, you may be wondering, why is there a G1 car? For a lot of you newer players, they used to do 3 cars per Rocket Pass, and it was honestly pretty awesome. We had the Mudcat, or for example, the first one, and then we had a G1 version, and then we had the GXT version. Now you only get 2. This is the first time we've gotten 4 in a Rocket Pass, so that's pretty cool for this season, season 9. But yeah, at the number 26 spot is also the Mudcat G1. Not much has changed. It doesn't feel like a rally car just yet. It feels like a little bit more of a cleaner rally car, I will admit. But that GXT version is where it really shines through on that Mudcat, that rally car feeling. That's something that I really like. So that's why I think Mudcat and the Mudcat G1 deserve the 27 and then the 26 spot. They're back to back. They look almost exactly the same, but it's just a little bit different. The Nexus car at the number 25 spot, and you may notice this looks a little similar to the Guardian, and this is where I feel like they started to not copy too much, but like kind of started making all the same. They just started being innovative again with the seasons and the newer seasons and stuff like that. But back then they were almost exactly the same, and the Nexus is no exception. It looks a little bit like the Guardian, sorry, but just a little bit better. Now, if you guys remember, the Nexus has that very special feature that is honestly amazing that I absolutely love. This is when I stopped using Rocket Pass cars. As you can see, I have 11 wins with it. I think I only used it for the, that event thing. But anyway, yeah, the number 25 spot, the Nexus, it's pretty cool looking. It looks almost exactly the same than the Guardian, but just a little bit better in my opinion. It's cooler with these air vents right back here, and then the boost is honestly amazing. So at the number 25 spot, we do have the Nexus car. At the number 24 spot, we have the Outlaw car, which hands down the most innovative thing they've ever done, in my opinion. The Outlaw, like the Outlaw and the Outlaw GXT, were supposed to be like RC cars type style and definitely fit the vibe and that like Dune kind of vibe. The Outlaw normal is honestly pretty nice. I mean, it looks pretty intimidating, but when the GXT shows up, that's when it gets even more intimidating. But nonetheless, this is still a very cool car. Yes, I did rank it above the Nexus, the Guardian, stuff like that, just because I love the way it looks. It looks so much better than those because it's so cool. I don't know how else to explain it, but at the number 24 spot, we do have the Outlaw. Well, we unfortunately have our first ever GXT car in the ranking video, or in the list, and it's at the number 23 spot, which is the GXT version is supposed to be the best version possible, and you won't see a GXT version for a little bit. I mean, at least till top 10, you will not see a final car, which is just pretty crazy in my opinion. But the Harbinger GXT, I loved the way like they were thinking. It was very innovative, and that's why it's all the way down to the GXT version. It looks like a truck. That's something that was missing from the Rocket Pass. But I feel like the Ford F-150 or like something like that would have been a little bit better of a look, like a truck type style. This is like a, you know, kind of a cool, I mean, it looks amazing. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it does look really good, but it does not deserve to be any lower on this list for that exact reason. I just feel like, I don't know, did I even use this car? Yeah, I have 0 wins with it. I have absolutely 0 wins, which is just really sad. But the Harbinger GXT deserves the number 23 spot. I'm sorry. At the number 22 spot, we have the Remix or the R3MX car. This is clean. Like, this looks like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or something, but Rocket League based, not spending $20. You are literally almost getting a very nice, actually more of a McLaren, or like, I don't know, maybe a McLaren or something. That looks pretty clean, but nonetheless, the R3MX or the Remix was amazing with that season, the music season, not season. This was a pretty clean car, and that's why it deserves the number 22 spot. That's why it's a way below, you know, all those G1s, all those Guardians, all that. Sorry, I keep looking at the list. I promise I'm not looking away, but I'm looking at the list because I have to remember sometimes. But that's why I think the R3MX is a pretty clean car, because it resembles kind of like a McLaren or like a Lamborghini or something like that. So it looks very good. So yeah, that's why I think it deserves the number 22 spot. You want to know why I'm not basing this on hitboxes and the way that I use the car? Is, for example, this Ronin. This Ronin car was terrible. The flattest hitbox in the entire world. But I still love the looks of it. It looks so intimidating. It looks so good as a sports car. I mean, I know it's like super flat, but it's super nice. And I absolutely love that. This is the normal Ronin, and it comes with this amazing spoiler in the back, but that's not the main reason. It just looks really good. Now, continuing the trend, I believe this should be the last one. At the number 20 spot, we have the Ronin G1, which again, doesn't change too much, but it does look way more intimidating with more lights, a little bit more of a, is that an engine block type style, and then more of a boost, more of an intimidating look. Nonetheless, that's why it's at the number 21 and the 20 spot, because the Ronin G1 also looks very good, very intimidating, adds a little bit more color. If you're looking for the difference, this is the first one, or this is G1. And then this is the normal one. Like I said, a little bit more intimidating, but a little, you know, it's still very similar. The G1s and the normal ones were always very close to similarity, but that's where the GXT really took it off. So yeah, at the number 21 and the 20 spot, it is the Ronin and the Ronin G1. All right, well, it's the map that this car it's the car that belongs on this map with the Season 9, the number 19 spot, the Emperor car. Now, this reason why it is actually pretty nice is because it's our first ever muscle car, I believe, in the Rocket Pass. And not only that, it does look very intimidating. It looks very good, especially when we get to the Fire and Ice version. I wish I had that to show off, but unfortunately, I do not. But don't worry, I did rank it and still like that because I did watch videos on it and stuff like that. But at the number 19 spot, we do have the Emperor car. I don't think I've used it besides the recording. We have 5 wins with it. Haven't really been using it, but it is a very nice looking car. Not much to say to it since it just came out. At the number 18 spot, we do have the Tyrano. Now, this is one of my favorite normal Rocket Pass cars with no G1 or GXT, besides one more. But nonetheless, this is why it deserves the lowest ranking, because it looks so good. This looks more like a Ferrari, but that's the reason why. It actually has a wide body on it, which is pretty cool. It's got a wide body kit on it. Nonetheless, I think the Tyrano deserved this spot because it just looked so good as a normal Rocket Pass car. Like, you can get this just by buying it, which is something that I, again, really like. I mean, it's, you know, just buying it and you automatically have it. It was a very clean looking car. It looks very good. So yeah, at the number 18 spot, we do have the Tyrano, and I don't think I used this one again because this is when I stopped using Rocket Pass cars, unfortunately. At the number 17 spot, we have the Honda Civic Type RLE. Bring it on. Let's go. Come on. Let's see the hate comments again. Listen, it was a great looking car. The carbon fiber looks amazing. The spoiler looks incredible. The glow for the first time looks even better. It died so quickly. I mean, not that matters. All Rocket Pass cars die, but this one, I just did not enjoy this. The Honda Civic Type RLE, just not my favorite. Now, it did rank pretty high up on the GXT list or the special edition list, and in my opinion, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I have used it a couple times. I believe I have 8 wins with it, but nonetheless, I know it was the first ever real life car to come into Rocket League. and that's or Rocket Pass, but I think that's why I might not enjoy it so much, because I love the way when they design them because it's specific for that season, or it's, I mean, okay, no, not specific for the season, but just it's so much better. I know that's so weird. I'm so sorry, but at the number 17 spot, we have the Honda Civic Type RLE. All right, luckily, at the number 16 spot, we have the Emperor 2 car. Now, luckily, we can see it through the Rocket Pass. This thing is intimidating. I will not lie. This thing looks good. The reason why it deserves the number 16 spot is because, one, I don't have it, so I can't really rank it, so it's a little unfortunate, but nonetheless, it does still look really good. I love the way how intimidating it looks. It still almost looks the same as the Imperial or the Emperor 1 car, but it looks a little bit more intimidating. That's something that I very much enjoy. So at the number 16 spot, we have the Emperor 2 car. All right, at the number 15 spot, we have the lowest, greatest looking normal car, the Maverick. I mean, I talk about it all the time. At the number 15 spot, it is the Maverick. It looks absolutely incredible. I have 104 wins with it. That's a lot of wins for a normal car. Now, unfortunately, at the number 14 spot as well, it is the Maverick G1 car. I do not own the Maverick G1 car. Do I hate myself? Absolutely. Is it still tradable? Yes, I can get it. Do I want to? No, I have the GXT version, so I don't need it. But the Maverick and the Maverick GX1 or G1 are 14 and 15 because it just looks so good. I mean, the Maverick itself looks incredible. We're talking about the Maverick and the Maverick G1. It's just a little bit of a difference. I'll put a picture on there right now just for a little bit, but it just looks so good. I mean, there's not much to say to it. It's got a sports look. It was on the Rocket League Season 7, like, cards, like the everything. If I can find it, I'm gonna find it. I have the Rocket League picture as well as it was its thumbnail. It's everywhere. Okay, so I know it's credentials. That was the word I was looking for. But nonetheless, the Maverick and the Maverick G1 deserve 15 and 14 spot because it just looks absolutely incredible. At the number 13 spot, we have the lowest G1 car, the Guardian G1. Now, I know I said the Maverick, the normal Maverick, was the lowest car, but the Guardian G1 is the lowest car. And for that reason, because it is so clean. Now, when you look at a G1 car, right, you just expect a little bit of a difference. But for this one, there's a pretty big difference with the spoiler. But the looks of it just completely changes. Now, the GXT version is very low on the list. It's like I can't tell you guys that because you have to find out. But the GXT version is obviously a little bit better. But nonetheless, the G1 is so clean that a lot of people only use the G1. I have 82 wins with it. That's how much I like this one. The normal one was just so clean. When you're doing a try-hard design with the Rocket Pass, the Guardian G1 was the way to go because it looks so clean. So that is why it is the lowest at the number 13 spot, the Guardian G1. Well, we're here. The final, GXT version, special edition cars, everything you see below this is the last of the last Rocket Pass cars that you can get in each season. And we're starting off with the Nexus SC. Now, for me personally, this car was cool, right? It looked okay, but the main feature is when you have a trail, it leaves an asteroid thing as the accent color. That's so cool, right? But that was not enough to beat the looks. I mean, I know it was supposed to be asteroid or outer space themed, but it just doesn't look that good in my opinion. So at the number 12 spot, we're starting with the Nexus SC for all the special edition cars. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. At the number 11 spot, we do have the Artemis GXT version. Now, this one hurts a little bit because I had a lot of good clips in this Artemis GXT when I used it, and it's at the number 11 spot because it's still weird looking. Now, if you notice, the only difference between the G1 versions and the GXT versions are these LED lights on the side. If I remember, the Chakara GXT was the first one to ever do that. No, it wasn't. It was this one, the first ever one to do that, and they kind of they kept it going. That's all they did. And the Artemis GXT has a special place in my heart. I have 193 wins with this car, which is just absolutely insane. But it's still just not the greatest looking GXT version. It is very innovative. It's more space themed than the Nexus SC because it's so weird looking. But nonetheless, at the number 11 spot, it is the Artemis GXT. Getting down to the final 10 with the Chakara GXT at that number 10 spot because it looks good. I mean, it looks very, very intimidating. It looks good. I forget which season this was from, but it's a very clean racer type car. I forget the movie. I believe it's, well, Racer the movie. It kind of looks like this, and honestly, it looks pretty good. So starting off at the number 10 spot, or not starting off, but we have the final 10, and the 10 spot deserves the Chakara GXT in my opinion. At the number 9 spot, we have the Ronin GXT, and you may be shocked because the Ronin and the Ronin G1 were so low on this list. What happened? Well, it still looks a very good car, right? It still looks amazing. The only thing is, though, when you have that accent color, obviously the lights are changed, and that's the only reason why it's at the number 9 spot. I feel like normally, without these lights, I would put it at maybe the number 12 spot, but with these lights and these stickers, which we will get more into in just a second, the stickers look very cool. It is still in a very intimidating car, and it looks very clean. So that's why it is at the number 9 spot, because of the stickers, and the LED lights just look so, I mean, look at this thing. Look at it directly, and it just scares you a little bit. So yeah, at the number 9 spot, we have the Ronin GXT. Okay, at the number 8 spot, we have the Emperor Scorched. Number 2, well, Emperor 2 Scorched. This is gonna sound pretty weird, but I kind of like the Emperor 2 normal version a little bit better. Now, the only reason why the Scorched is at the number 8 spot is because, well, obviously it's a little bit new. It's a little bit innovative, and the headlights are freaking fire themed. Like, that's pretty cool. Now, other than that, it's pretty cool. Now, the reason why the Scorched is the number 8 and the number 7 spot is the Ice, though. So at the number 7 spot, it is the Emperor 2 Ice version. I will leave a picture of that right now when I get back to the Emperor 2 car, but I'm not able to see the Emperor 2 Ice version because it's much higher on the list. The Emperor 2 Scorched is at tier 85, I believe that we're on. I think we're on tier 85. Yeah, tier 85. So I'm not sure what tier the Ice version is, but I can't see it. So here is a picture. We're just going to stare at that for a little bit. But reason why the number 7 is the Ice version is because, well, it's better. I mean, I like ice better than fire. I like the cold better than the heat. So at the number 7 spot, it is the Emperor 2 Scorched. Or at the number 8 spot, it is the Emperor 2 Scorched. And then at the number 7, it is the Emperor 2 Ice themed. By far one of the coolest looking cars of the Rocket Pass GXT series, we have the Outlaw GXT. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is so cool. Now, I'm not saying it's the best because it's at the number 6 spot, but it is honestly one of the coolest and most innovative GXT cars I think we've ever had when it comes to dirt themed. Not dirt themed, sorry, like I guess like Wild West themed. I mean, look at this thing. This honestly is so cool. And honestly, from here on out, like, it's literally just, it was so hard to rank except the number 1 spot. But yeah, at the number 6 spot is the Outlaw GXT. Honestly, such a cool and innovative car. At the number 5 spot, it is the R3MX GXT. Again, such an intimidating looking car. It is a clean car. I think from here on out, except the next one, they're going to be pretty clean. So the R3MX GXT is obviously no exception. Now, the one thing that I absolutely loved at the time was the fact that there was fire on the outside. That was so cool to me. I thought that would change the game until you couldn't change the color of it. They had it. They had it at their fingertips if they changed the color. So yeah, honestly, the R3MX is just the R3MX GXT is such a clean car. The spoiler, the fire going on, the hexagons in the front here. Such a cool and like very clean looking car. So that's why I think it is at the number 5 spot, because it is such a clean car. Remember how I told you to remember those sticker quote that I said? This is it right here. This is what a rally car looks like in Rocket League. And I'll tell you one thing, this is by far the cleanest rally car we have ever had. Now I remember I did say from here, from past the 5th one, the R3MX GXT, it was going to be clean on here on out, and it is. Well, besides the Mudcat, this one isn't as clean, but it's that rally car theme that just makes it. You can put any black market decal on it, and the decals will still be there. Now, a lot of people do hate that. Me personally, I only use this GXT, the Mudcat, for clean decals. I'm talking only for the Mudcat. I mean, winner circle, stripes, unbelievable. I mean, drifter, Just clean stuff like that looks so good with this Mudcat GXT that I absolutely love it. So at the number 4 spot, it is the Mudcat GXT because of the stickers and because it looks like a rally car. It looks intimidating as anything could be with a rally car. Well, I mean, I guess you could say this, you saw this coming a little bit because the Guardian and the Guardian G1 were ranked so low, or I guess the Guardian G1 was ranked so low, but the Guardian GXT only deserves the number 3 spot. Now, I'm not saying it's not incredibly beautiful because it is. And one thing that looks amazing is they're back with the lines, and then it actually transforms into the primary car. So you got 2 colors that you automatically get when you equip this car, which is honestly just amazing. It's still got that same feeling. They wide-bodied it a little bit more with a black color, which just looks incredible. This is unpainted, by the way. And then obviously the lines through the middle. It's just such a cool, clean-looking car in my opinion. And I only think it deserves the number 3 spot because there's 2 that are just a little bit better. The Tyrano GXT beats it out by a little bit, taking that number 2 spot because it looks it looks amazing. I mean, this thing is a GXT car. It's got the wide body, it's got the lights, but it looks a little bit more intimidating than the Guardian GXT. Now, it also is a very clean car as well, looking muscly and sports themed as well. So it kind of looks like a Corvette a little bit. Never really saw that, but kind of looks like a Corvette. Might have to use this a little bit more. Now, unfortunately, I didn't use it as much because this is when I started dying out from the Rocket Pass cars, but I still have 23 wins with it, which isn't too bad. Nonetheless, this takes the number 2 spot because it looks amazing. It looks sports, but it also looks very muscly. It looks like one of those drag racing cars that you see on, I forget what the racing thing is, but nonetheless, it still looks really good. If you guys have been following me for a while, you guys saw this coming. At the number 20 or at the number 1 spot, it is the Maverick GXT. What an absolute beauty of a car. I mean, this is the first ever Rocket Pass car, by the way. First ever Rocket Pass car. The colors look amazing. I mean, like, I'm talking about the color on the outside here. The spoiler, incredible. The Rocket Pass logo on the front. Now, I might be a little biased here, right? The engine block in the front with the air vent, beautiful. It's incredible. Spoilers, everything, right? I might be a little biased here because this is one of my favorites. It was my first ever Rocket Pass car, obviously. So I'm a little biased. But nonetheless, the Maverick GXT deserves the number 1 spot for just so many reasons. It was on the RLCS Season 7, credentials and everything, which I think I still have. Okay, it wasn't on the credentials itself, but it was the wallpaper. It was everything. It was honestly amazing. So at the number 1 spot, it's the Maverick GXT. I have, let's see. 673 wins with the Maverick GXT. That is the most wins I've ever had with a Rocket Pass car. I use it when I'm struggling with the Octane. My second choice is the Maverick GXT. It's honestly one of the best. I have a titanium white, which is probably one of the best things as well. I have a lot of titanium white Rocket Pass cars. If you ever want to see it, I'll do an inventory showcase. But yeah, the titanium white Maverick GXT is by far one of the cleanest looking, and yes, it does change color. The lights do change the color. I have pink as well as purple and gray. Gray I got for free. These 2 I got from the Rocket Pass, but this one I actually got from free from a fan, but nonetheless, absolutely beautiful. Maverick GXT is by far my number 1 Rocket Pass car in the game. So let me know what you guys think of my list in the comments down below. What is your favorite Rocket Pass car? Let me know in the comments down below. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next episode.